If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood.
Rise and shine. This is the Morning Woo. I'm your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live on this beautiful October 7th, 2025. In this beautiful morning. A little chilly out this morning. Oh boy, here in New Jersey, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. As the NHL season starts tonight, hockey is back. Been waiting for this for a while. With all the area sports teams sucking, just disheartening last 2 weeks, hockey is finally back. Hello, Mike Rossi, Peter Seifert. We have a lot of early risers. Here on the Let's Go Devils podcast network. We've got I'm a morning person, and this has been 2 years in the making. Started off as a joke with the early Woo report because of scheduling conflicts. But man, we're finally here, episode 3. The NHL season is starting, the 2025-26 seasons. We have lots to go over because yesterday, the New Jersey Devils came out with their 20-man or 23-man roster. Let's kind of go over the lineup, how we got here. Now, Kovacevic and Nason are starting off the season on the injury list, also known as injured non-roster list. Seamus Casey and Mark McLaughlin are both on injured reserve. Shame for both of them, especially Casey, who we've talked about all summer long. But let's look at the Devils' projected starting lineup when they go against the Carolina Hurricanes October 9th, this Thursday. It is top to bottom pretty much a balanced team with some depth. We talked about balance. I got questioned by Ted about, kind of like having a balanced meal. Well, you kind of have to have a balanced lineup, a little bit of everything. You can't just be so top heavy or bottom heavy, if you know what I mean. Max says, morning. Hockey is upon us. Yes, Max. Also, just a little side note, what's upon us is 1 million downloads. We've been talking about that for a while, but we took the summer off practically. But today we're supposed to hit the 1 million download mark. Right now, last stands, we are at 999,983 downloads. I think this podcast is just going to put it over the top once it's dropped on our Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Prime, Audible, and the iHeart app. Good morning, Meadowlander. But let's just talk about this Devils lineup. First line, Hughes at center, Jesper Bratt, who came off a career high in assists last season and points. the new acquisition, Dandanov, who was brought in, a veteran leader, playing the left wing. Also to mentor Gritzik, who we'll get to in a moment. That first line, solid. Second line, I'm excited about this second line. Heischer down at center, Dawson Mercer at right wing, and Timo Meyer at left wing. That is a solid top six. I don't care what the pundits will say. That is a solid top six that I would take against any top six in the National Hockey League. Over and over and over again. Matter of fact, I'm not saying that this is the best top six in the league. But again, it's got balance. It's got depth. Third line, Cody Glass at center. Connor Brown, who came from the Edmonton Oilers. You got some experience, some scoring on that right wing. And, of course, number 18, Andre Palat. By the way, I placed an order. Haven't sent it out yet, but I placed an order for that Palat jersey to be made. Fourth line, Scott LaChance making the team. How about that? Scott LaChance making the team, acquired last year via trade. Kind of a throw-in, but Scott LaChance got himself in the lineup, taking advantage of, with Nason out, an injury. Gritzik at right wing, making the team. And Paul Cotter, who has really, again, vowed to improve from last season. He was inconsistent last season. Showed some signs of greatness. Signs when he was slumping. But if you can get consistency out of Paul Cotter, the motor keeps on running, and he keeps on hitting. And he can also score, and he's got decent hands. You've got Paul Cotter on your fourth line with Gritzik, who's breaking into the NHL, coming from the KHL, and Scott LaChance. It's not a bad fourth line, especially when Nason, is skating right now. He's on the injured list. Let's go to the blue line as well. Peter Seifer, I will get to that in a second about the New Jersey governor race. We're not talking politics here, but it was something that really bothered me about something happened in the New Jersey governor race. On the blue line, you've got Siegenthaler and Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton, I'm expecting big things out of Dougie Hamilton. Coming off of that awful injury last year, he didn't do too bad. But I would expect Dougie Hamilton to be, more engaged and leading this team. Siegenthaler had a great year last season. Kind of wrote him off the year before, but he made a comeback. Unfortunately, injuries he had last season, but overall he had a great season last season. Second pairing, Luke Hughes, newly signed Luke Hughes, again coming off a shoulder injury. He'll be paired with Brett Pesce. They say that Brett Pesce will be back opening night. Brett Pesce will be back opening night. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Peter Seifer says, the morning woo, anything is on the table. Of course, anything is on the table. Dave Singer, how are you? Happy Devils Tuesday to you, Dave Singer. Rise and shine, Dave Singer. Dave Singer, an American hero. He was honored once before for his service in the military at Prudential Center. Got to meet him. Great guy. Great sense of humor. We met at, that place called American Whiskey on 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center next to Championship Plaza. But on the third pairing defense, Shimon Nemec On the right side, and Brendan Dillon. Brendan Dillon, wow, having that neck surgery. Apparently, this is the same surgery that Jack Eichel had, recovering quickly. Original thoughts when I talked to Nick Villano back in April that he could be out for a while. Back in the lineup for opening night this October 9th after getting hurt during the playoffs. Turned out he's had that injury for a while. I don't know the details about it, but maybe we'll discuss a little bit more on the State of the Fan address, which we have a 2-hour special this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. Yeah, 2 hours. It's like 2 power hours of guests that Nick is lining up for a wonderful 2025-26 Devils season preview. Going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Keep that in mind, which is tomorrow. Dave Singer says, praise always embarrasses me. I never feel as if they are saying enough. Dave Singer, you're a great guy. I can attest to it. And at the goalie position, the netminders, Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen. The Jakes are back. Plus Nico Dawes sent down to Utica. Cleared waivers. Cleared waivers. We had this debate on the Sunday podcast, the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. Did we overvaluate Nico Dawes? I don't think we ever overvaluate him. I just think that teams, when they look at his record, they look at the overall thing. Maybe they don't want to take a risk because of the injury, the surgery he had a couple years ago with the hips. Not sure. But I'm glad that Nico Dawes is still within the Devils organization. But yeah, Devils and this team, obviously Kovacevic is going to be out probably till January. Stefan Nason skating, who knows how long it will take for him to get back from injury, for that groin injury. Seeing a lot of comments at this beautiful Tuesday morning, October 7th, right now. Let's go over the games tonight. Something we're going to be doing a little bit. Other NHL action tonight as the NHL season starts tonight. You got a triple header Tuesday, all on ESPN. I'm sure that was arranged by that network. Florida Panthers, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, will be raising the banner again for the second time. Second year in a row, the Stanley Cup banner. They got their rings yesterday, playing Connor Bedard's Chicago Blackhawks, 5 p.m. Eastern start. Then, 8 p.m. Eastern, the New York Rangers are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight at Madison Square Garden. I tell you what, the Penguins, I think a lot of analysts have written them off. You never can discount it if a team like the Pittsburgh Penguins have one last gasp, one last run at it. I don't think the Penguins are on anybody's radar. They had a decent preseason. They got a new coach. Matter of fact, Mike Sullivan, their old coach, is on the New York Rangers. He makes his debut. Is Mike Sullivan overrated? I think he's a good coach. But again, can he bring the Rangers to a whole new level? In another gear to the other coaches, like Laviolette and Gallant? That's how he wants his name pronounced. Gallant. Would he be able to bring them over the top? I'm not so sure. A lot of changes in Rangers land. but they still have Igor Shesterkin in net. Let's see if he can hold them down. And then the Kings, the Los Angeles Kings, playing at home at 10:30 p.m. Eastern against the Colorado Avalanche. I'll be looking at the Colorado Avalanche closely because in fantasy hockey, again, you got to start these players. One of my top picks was Cale Makar, coming off a 30-goal season. That matchup should be a good one if you're going to stay up late. But if you're going to be doing the morning woo, I'm going to be probably not watching it tonight. Michael Descala makes a great point that Mike Sullivan inherited Sidney Crosby, Gino, and Flower in their prime. Yes, he is correct. Nice to see Marc-Andre Fleury getting the recognition, going back to the Pittsburgh Penguins for that final one period in preseason, ending his career, his NHL career, on his terms. But, it didn't feel right when Pittsburgh let him go in the entry draft. But Marc-Andre Fleury, he's one of those great ambassadors of the game, class act. Hear nothing but great things about him. Very charismatic, likable guy, and just a real good hockey player in that. Alrighty. Let's switch gears to some shenanigans. I'm going to get to Peter Seifert. Yeah, so not going to talk politics here. This is not what we do here on the Morning Woo. But I like to poke fun at things because, well, that's what I like to do. We're a podcast. We like to poke fun at things. Now, there was a governor's debate about a month ago. New Jersey governor, you got Jack Ciattarelli. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And Mikey Sherrill going at it. If I had my choice for governor of New Jersey, it'd be Ellen Hughes. But that's just my opinion, and that's my opinion only. If I had my choice. But the headlines, like if I were to be one of those people at these debates, I honestly would ask him, is it Taylor ham or pork roll? Now Taylor ham and pork roll, that debate, has gotten into the governor's race where Mikey Sherrill said something like, who would want to eat pork? Who eats pork roll? I think that's gross, she said. And she said that on a podcast. And it's like, you're running for governor of New Jersey. You can't be saying that. At least, you're a politician. At least fake it like, oh, I love pork roll. This is not even about Taylor ham and pork roll. You're just saying it's gross. It is a staple in New Jersey. I'm telling you, it's Taylor ham. It's always been Taylor ham. Just because the FDA in 1906 said, oh, no, it doesn't meet the standards. Well, the FDA doesn't meet my standards either. So, is it Taylor ham or pork roll? Well, it was Taylor ham before 1906. Then the government agency formed in 1906. And the first thing they do is they clarify what's Taylor ham or pork roll. Sounds fishy to me. But yeah, seriously. That's, I don't know, I just feel like that's political suicide because honestly, someone like me, I would actually make my vote judged on that. But anyway, enough about that. Max, thank you. Says special shout out to the negotiator Woo. Helped me with a project to make more money. Yes, The Art of the Woo. I should have that book out on Kindle and paperback. about how to negotiate because you deserve it. And Max, you deserve every bit of it. Glad to help you and negotiate what you wanted. And Wimpy pork roll in the 609. Yeah, I mean, seriously, the Taylor Ham pork roll line is just kind of like the Mason-Dixon line. You know, it's I don't know. Some people call it pork roll. I call it Taylor Ham. It's always been Taylor Ham. It was Taylor Ham before 1906. The government wanted to change that, but you know what? It's still Taylor Ham. Dave Singer says Taylor Ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on the sesame bagel. What do I win? Yes, you win a happy stomach. That's what you win. That sounds good to me. I love Taylor Ham. I'm trying to cut back because it is processed food. I'm trying to lose a little weight. I've struggled with my weight issues. I've struggled with my eating habits. I just eat. If I see food, I eat it. I eat anything in sight. If it tastes good, it's for me. Max is asking, I'd say, any concern with the size of line one considering the opponent Thursday? No, because the Devils are coming with the philosophy we will just outskate them, and they better, because I don't think Jack Hughes down the middle is going to, beat up on 6'5" centers anytime soon. Tom says, later all gotta work. LGD. Tom going to work. Tom, Bluetooth it in your vehicle. Just remember, don't watch the podcast. You can always listen. And hands 10 and 2 on the wheel, 9 and 3 if you prefer. Let's see here. Max, the only thing you messed up is it should be everything bagel. He's saying that Dave. Everything bagel's pretty good. If you want to get crazy and egg and everything bagel. Wimpy says cutting carbs is the way to go, Sam. Cutting carbs. I love carbs. I mean, I remember in college, carbs was such a good thing. We had like a carb line, at the mess hall. Just eating spaghetti, penny pasta. I don't know. See, they always change stuff. It's just like back in the day, oh, you got to have margarine instead of real butter. Now they're saying, oh, butter is better than real margarine. Or real butter is better than margarine. Yeah, again, I eat anything. One of my favorite drinks is Snapple peach iced tea. I've cut down on that a lot. Mrs. Wu can attest to that. Yeah, I used to buy the big bottles. Used to drink it in the car, heading to every single Devils game. Can't believe the season's upon us. It's going to be, I might be, for Game Day Live and Devils After Dark, I might be at MetLife Stadium for that Giants-Eagles game. I might be. That's to be determined. That's a game-time decision. Hopefully we can pull it off. But, yeah, I'm hearing all, breakfast talk in the YouTube chat. Peter Seifert, can we get a shout-out to the finally legal, after 18 years, Mrs. Seifert, this Sunday, doing it legally? All I have to say is congratulations, Mrs. Seifert. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah, so all in all, hockey is back, folks. Hockey is back. All right, on a serious note, I have to do this, folks. I have to do this. Just because, it kind of breaks my heart to even have to do this, but I'm still very concerned. Thomas Mock is still missing. I talked about this on the other podcast as well. Thomas Mock, big Devils fan, 34 years old. Last seen on October 3rd at 4:45 a.m. Last seen in Berkeley Heights in the area of Glenside Road. The search party has expanded out to Somerset and Morris County. Yeah, very sad. I believe he has one kid. He's missing right now. My relationship with Thomas, I met him once at work. Hit it off after, discovered that we're both Devils fans. Hope that we bring Thomas back home soon. So, I'm flashing the pictures around. It's all over social media. Hopefully we can find him, that he's safe, and bring him back to his family. And if you have any clues, call the Berkeley Heights Police Department. On that note, doing a new tradition here. Rise and shine, raise your cups. Take a sip of the morning woo. Woo! And have a great rest of the day. Don't let your boss piss you off or your coworkers tell you what to do. Make sure when you're at the water cooler, you tell them that the New Jersey Devils are going to win the 2026 Stanley Cup. And if they don't believe you, just say Sam Woo on the Morning Woo told me so. Oh, just ran out of runway. Well, let's start it back up. I was just about to end the podcast. Ran out of bumper music. Anyway. The Morning Woo. Keep it here. Till next time. This is the Morning Woo. Let's go Devils.
Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning woo, morning woo, morning woo. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning woo. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning.